I've had gentlemen come in and go, oh my God, I love your wall. So that right there says a lot. So I have works by both artists up on the wall. Brittany has a special thing that she has put together, a book and a card set about birthing. Yes, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And Pam is the most amazing art promoter. Her mother is the one who painted a lot of the paintings up there. And she has diligently gone around through the county and surrounding counties, getting people to show her works. And I think as of right now, I've sold 9 or 10 of her pieces.
We got
You never know what somebody walks in and goes, oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, isn't it?
So that's why we have such a great variety here, along with our wonderful variety of talented artists. So, Miss Brittany, where is your little card set?
Do you want to undo your knot?
I will undo my knot.
Okay.
So, well, anybody who has children has gone through this process once or twice, or, you know, if you're Catholic, maybe 7. Oh, speaking of laughing, what would you guys think about if we did a comedy night here? Would that be fun? I mean, we're talking about diversification. I think in the last 3 months, I've heard of another 4 or 5 art galleries that have closed. And I refuse to die. So, what you got there? Go right ahead.
Okay, so hi, nice to see you all. In 2017, I had my first child, and I actually gave birth to him at home in my hot tub. And in preparation of doing that, there were a lot of things that went into it. There was a lot of yoga, there was a lot of affirmations, you gotta like shut out the whole world and tell yourself that you can do it, because nobody thinks you can. So in that world, I made really good friends with my yoga teacher who specializes in prenatal yoga. And she always wanted to make a book of affirmations for her mothers that she works with. So she actually wrote a whole bunch of affirmations, and then I illustrated the book. So I have copies of the book here. And it's really beautiful, but what we've learned is that the mothers who use these affirmations have really liked the idea of the cards, so they can lay them out, and I did this for myself. You can lay them out in front of you and read them when you're in labor. So wherever these people, I speak to you guys, but wherever anybody is birthing, whether it's a hospital or at home or wherever, you can have the cards laid out to remind you that you can do it.
And it's a wonderful thing.
It's a wonderful thing, and I found it very helpful. I had my daughter in 2021 also at home, and I had these ones hanging in my living room so I could read them and be like, you could do this again. I know you did it once and it worked. You can do it again. And I feel like I would need them every single time if there was ever another time. But art related, why I made those is when my son was a baby, I found I could not really do my oil painting like I used to because I had a baby. And when he wasn't moving much, like when they just lay there, it was fine, but that doesn't last long. And then as soon as they're moving, you can't really stay in one place. Or you have a good day, so you set up all your paints, you get stuff going, and then you have 7 bad days in a row, and your paint's dry, and your painting doesn't get progressed. So I found that watercolor was way better, and I had never really done watercolor since high school. So getting back into it and having something like this project to work on was a really nice, like, bite-sized way to keep doing my art with my new life as a mom. Because watercolor is so forgiving, it doesn't dry out. You can always reactivate it. You can always work a little bit. You need much less space to paint watercolor than oil. And it just was like a really great project. it also doesn't have fumes, which is super important. So, so we worked on this for the first year postpartum with that. And then that actually led into my next project, which was with a different author. This is a book of poetry. It's called Poems for the Journey. And so every poem has an illustration. Some are very long, so they have multiple pages of illustration. Some just have little accents.
Oh, nice.
But it's a really lovely group of poems that starts from like the pregnancy journey to the birth journey to the young baby journey and into even the author, her kids are like teenagers now. So she wrote a lot of like reflective poetry of like what it's like to look at your teenagers and remember the whole journey.
Right?
So-
So I was just thinking to myself, yeah, then the teen years come in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
those
Even
are quite different.
the one at the very end, the last poem in there is about her going up to her childhood home and seeing how like it's kind of falling down and like nobody's really taking care of it and just reflecting on when she was a child there. So it's a really awesome group of poems, and I did all the illustrations. So there's some over there. The paperbacks are $25. The hardcover, I have one, is $30. They're also on Amazon. Both books are on Amazon. So if you know somebody that's out of town, you can buy one and have it sent there. That's the house one.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a really fun project. She gave me most of the poems up front and said, like, you think of what goes with it, what comes to mind. So some poems I'd read and like instantly know in my head what it needed. And then other ones I was like, I'm kind of stuck. Do you see something? Do you have an idea? And it was a 4-year project to get this book done.
It's good to collaborate.
It was really nice to collaborate. It was really cool to see it evolve over time. It was way more involved than the flowers. I mean, flowers are lovely. Everybody enjoys them. And they were nice because there's like a billion flowers to look at. This one was a little bit more involved of like relating to
Really
the subject
different,
matter.
yeah.
Yeah. But they're here for you to look through. They're
Because she can paint rocks too.
I paint rocks. I like rocks. Most of my oil paintings are rock related.
Yeah, but that's so fabulous.
Yeah.
Aw, look
Little
at
chickadee.
that. Who'd have thought she's so talented?
Yeah.
I hang around with the greatest people.
Yeah, thank you. Here, so.
Who was your art teacher?
Irene Zuppel.
She was one of our first artists in here post, well, how do you say that?
Postmortem?
Yes.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
passed away in 2008.
And, yeah, her work when it hung in here, it was very, very cool. But I've had so many young people come in here and mention her,
Mm-hmm.
and Mary Ann Sutterby too, that they were taught art by those two.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big thing.
Our teachers are influential.
So Miss Pam, will you tell us a little bit about your mother and how she started painting and when she started painting? And, I mean, she's rather prolific, that is for sure.